2 cups of coffee, and I am ready to roll, guys. The brain waves is really flowing today. Guys, welcome back to the M.I.B Master Toy Museum. I'll be a curator today. Guys, I got a good one for you. Grab your cup of coffee and grab a seat and check this episode out of Coffee Time with M.I.B. Been thinking about this one for quite some time, actually. More curiosity than anything else. Guys, at any point, if it seems as though I'm getting greedy and beside myself, just reel me back in, guys, in the comment section and tell me M.I.B, you're getting greedy. Okay? You're just getting greedy. But I'm curious. Does anybody know why we can't have 12-inch Mego superheroes? You know, we did our video a little while ago, and we're talking about license and properties and things of that nature. And a subscriber said that I believe Figures Toy Company has the 8-inch license to DC. And I was curious in knowing, you know, to what degree does Mego have any type of say as far as the license and properties of DC, Marvel, but more importantly than that, the size and scale of these figures. The 14-inch figures are fantastic. I love them. Looking at our General Zod here, I love the 14-inch. I, to my knowledge, I've never seen it done before. Not at the 14-inch scale. But I'm curious. I'm just curious. Can Mego do 12-inch action figures? Maybe we need to ask Marty. Maybe we need to talk to Dr. Mego. Maybe we need to talk to somebody that knows, because 14-inch figures are fantastic. And like I said, maybe I'm just getting greedy on this, but 12-inch action figures will look fantastic too from Mego. And one collector said he doesn't even collect the 14-inch action figures, which I think he's crazy. But he had a point. He and listen to his point. His point was, well, I don't collect them because they just take up entirely too much space. They're too massive. And he said it's not that he doesn't like them. He said, if anything, he likes them too much. He likes them too much. And he knows that he probably would go overboard in purchasing these figures. And because of the lack of space that he has in his collection room or at his house, it would be pointless for him to try to even start collecting these guys, which hurts Mego. I mean, that's money out of Mego's pocket, because you have a collector, and I'm sure he's not the only collector. You have a few collectors. When I say few, guys, I'm talking about in the thousands. So go with me on this. See, let's just say thousands and thousands of collectors that don't have the luxury of having a ton of space in their homes. But they want to collect these 14-inch figures, but because of the sheer size and scale of these figures, they just simply can't. And I see where they're coming from, you know, because as a collector, I know I couldn't stop at one or two action figures. How could you? How could you stop at just one or two? All right, you got the new Superman here, right here. If I like a figure enough, right off the bat, I'm going to purchase multiples. I have multiples of pretty much all of my, let me see, I got Superman. I got multiples of Superman. I got multiples of Flash. I got multiples of the new Batman here, which is absolutely, positively gorgeous. How could you just stop at one? You know, and I'm an M.I.B collector. So I could see where these other collectors coming from, where the particular collector I was talking about, he said he takes them out of the box and they still create too much space. They just soak up so much space, and it's very difficult to keep these guys. They just soak up so much space. My poison ivy here. The figures themselves are just, the 14-inch scale size is beautiful. Make no mistake. Beautiful scale. I like where Mego was going. I understand it. They're thinking outside of the box. But I'm just curious to know, here's our Green Lantern. I'm just curious to know if Mego could do 12-inch figures. And if they can't, why? What's the reason? What's the purpose behind Mego not being able to do it? If somebody has that answer, please leave it in the comment section right underneath this video. Coffee time with M.I.B and my 14-inch Wonder Woman. Beautiful. Like I said, the scale and size of these figures are fantastic. I love them. I personally don't have a problem with having these guys like this. And I'm an M.I.B collector. Here's our Lex Luthor. I have two Lex Luthors. Beautiful figure. You know, they had the 12-inch version of this Lex Luthor back in the 1970s. Same head sculpt and everything. Just on a bigger scale now at 14-inch in scale and size. Why not 12-inch, Mego? What's the issue? Why we can't have 12-inch superhero figures? We know we can't have. It's been documented, I believe, on several occasions, that Mego simply can't have the DC 8-inch figures. They just can't. Is it frustrating? Yes, it's frustrating. As a collector, it's very frustrating. There's my classic Superman. 14-inch from Mego. Beautifully done. But I would like to see this Superman in our blue cape, blue Batman in 12-inch size. And guys, believe me when I say this, I am not complaining. I am not complaining, but it is coffee time with M.I.B, and we do cover these topics. You know, I wouldn't normally cover these topics in a regular video. This is the place where collectors can meet at over a cup of coffee and really get things off their chest and talk. And I am the mediator, if you will, or moderator, if you will, of this show, of this, of this series. And I think that this is a fantastic question. How come Mego can't create these beautiful figures, this beautiful Batman, in 12-inch form? And if somebody has a quick, simple answer to that, a logical one, hey, I would like to hear it. It may be something as simple as a licensing issue, but I just haven't heard that. And if not 12-inch, how small can we get these figures? Or how much larger can we get these figures? Would you like to see an 18-inch scale? What are some of the sizes of these figures would you like to see them in? 8-inch, 12-inch, 16-inch, 18-inch? What sizes? Like I said, guys, I know it's frustrating as collectors that we can't have our favorite Superman and Batman figures in 8-inch form. But, the 1/6 scale, which is a 12-inch size, I don't understand why we can't have that. And guys, anytime I get a couple cups of coffee and some time to think about things that's on my mind, this is what happens. We put together a beautiful video here in the museum, and we try to get everybody's take on it. Why not 12-inch figures, Mego? We would like to know. We're curious. We're all curious. And if somebody, guys, listen, I'm going to ask these questions. Somebody has to ask these questions. I don't like stepping on toes. I've been told in the past that sometimes I step on toes. Guys, believe me, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just trying to find out and take these issues for my subscribers and viewership and get them answered to the best of my ability. Maybe somebody out there has the answers. We just don't know. But we got 14-inch action figures from Mego. Why not 12-inch? We think we have a good idea why we don't have 8-inch action figures from Mego, especially for DC figures and Marvel figures. But we don't have the answer for the 12-inch figures. Just curiosity, guys. I'm just curious. Maybe somebody out there has an idea. Earlier on in the 14-inch scale figures, there were some body issues. The bodies were very loosely made. You had a lot of wobbly waist, wobbly joints. Our good buddy, the Howlin' Wolf Review, did. Check his channel out, guys. Howlin' Wolf Reviews. He did a fantastic series of videos just on that topic alone, the 14-inch bodies. And those were the first and second waves. Maybe the third wave as well. I think the Batman was the third wave. There maybe been, I think the body had gotten a lot better by that time. But I don't think you would have those issues with a 12-inch figure or with an 8-inch figure. Maybe even with a 6-inch figure. We just wanted to bring this to you guys. Coffee time with M.I.B. We hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday. I'm going to go and grab my third cup of coffee. It's going to be a late night at the museum, guys. I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out with us today to cover this topic of discussion. Why not 12-inch figures, Mego? 14 is fantastic. We love it. 12-inch would be awesome. God bless. And keep collecting.